Greetings all, your old friend Pat here. Ah, Now last video I said I was working on winter projects. Well, I'm at it again. And this winter project that I have, which I'm actually kind of pushing ahead of everybody else a little bit, I'm building the Batwing. I've always wanted to build the Batwing. This resembles that Batwing from the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton. And I got the plans from Chris Allen. If you go to his channel, he has the instructional build videos, which if you have these plans, you need to watch those build videos in order to do it. And those are in the instructions. And you can order them from his little foamconcepts.com, I think it's called, foamconceptjets.com. You can order plans from him and he'll PDF them to you. But I got them right here. I hope you can see these. I took them to Office Max and had them enlarged. Like I said in my last video, the old days with that pantograph, I used to bring them up. Take me a month or two to bring them up. But with going to Office Max, I think I was only there 10, 15 minutes. Cost me $5 and it was done. So, the dimensions of this thing is 25 inches long and 24 inches wide. Now, as you can see, I've already jumped ahead. I got the cutting board. Got some good stuff. You can get the cheaper stuff though, but this is the good stuff. And I've already cut out the two halves, as you can see. I just taped them together because I was still marking where everything is. So I've already got the two halves cut and just taped together for now. And I got the ailerons, the flaperons cut. Now this thing, from what I can see, flies just like a Delta Wing. If you've driven those nut balls, if you've flown those nut balls, this would be just fine for you. And like I said, I was gathering things together, and one of the things I had, a lot of stuff I had here that I was using. Now, the main thing I got was this cutting board here. I bought this from Tower years ago. This is a straight building board, so it can take some abuse and it'll still stay straight, and you can build wings off of it. And it was perfect for this because, believe me, I did some cutting with this stuff. When you cut, make sure your X-Acto knives are brand new, or the blades for them, because believe me, I got the good stuff. It costs more than $1 a sheet, and it was tough to cut. But with a brand new blade, it was a lot easier. So I started putting stuff together. I even got a cheapy glue gun. I was at Dollar General and I saw this and I'm like, what? I won't have to use my big industrial one from Laser Toys. I said, this is only $3 and a bag full of glue sticks. I mean, this was a lot in here for like $1. And I got my control rods, all your tapes and rulers and so forth. But here, this is the power source this baby uses. I'm going to show you the power source first. I'll put this aside. This is what I bought that Dectrum 70mm combo kit for. Now, here's the blade. Here's the EDF unit, 70mm. It's a 5-blade, 3000 kV motor. This sucker puts out some power. And it comes with, like I said, the kit came with a 60 amp ESC and 4 servos, 4 9-gram mini servos. Now, according to his plans, he used a 2200 milliamp battery. Well, first he started out with an 1800 milliamp for sale. I don't have that yet. That's still on order. I got a 22 coming in for sale. But this is one of my 1800 milliamp 3 cells. And even this thing, with this thing, it's a lot of power. Now I've already gone and made the thrust tube, as you can see, out of a 20mm, or not 20, but a 20 ounce foam cup. Now I like this. And like I said, I just sat the EDF unit in there following his instructions, and this works great. I love it. So I'm gonna show you how much power this baby puts out, because it does put out power. So it ought to fly this real good. Let me see if I remember how I hooked it up here. Let's see. I'm using my Turnigy servo tester here as the throttle control. I put extensions on my lines because I'm gonna extend them later. But like I said, Chris Allen, thank you. I'm having fun with this, and I figured you guys, if you want to have a little fun, try this out. You know, yeah, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Now, hooking up the power unit. Now, that's the motor saying there's power coming to it. Now we're going to hook up the 1800 milliamp battery. She's ready. She's ready. Now watch this. I got to hang on to this baby because believe me, it puts out power. That's a lot of power. And this is only 1800 3L, and I'm using a 22 when it gets here. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna let you see how that fan looks when it turns here. Turn it that way. Here we go. I gotta hang on to it though. Ooh, blowing stuff all over the place. Here we go. Now, it took a little long for me to get this together because first I thought I had that nitro planes because I got my stuff from nitro planes. And I thought I had a defective EDF unit. But so I decided to tear into it, you know, before I tried to send it back, and you know, and turned out it was something real simple. And I was able to correct it, put it back together, works fine. So we're good there. Didn't have to worry about sending anything back. All right. Now getting back on to this. I've already marked my dimensions and cutting out the where the EDF unit mounts. As you can see, I've already cut the main fuselage halves and taped them together. I just taped them for now. But we're gonna, and I took the gauges for making the dihedral. I kind of went a little extra, made like a little scale for the dihedral to put the wings on when I set the dihedral, just like so. There we go. When I set the dihedrals, there you have it, right there. It should set perfectly. And I also made another scale for setting the flaperons. I made another scale for when I set the flaperons, as you can see here, and when I set the airfoil. In fact, that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to cut the airfoil in. But first, let's see here. Yeah, first we're going to go ahead and glue these halves together and set the dihedral for that. So the glue gun's nice and hot. Get a stick, and like I said, I was gathering stuff up. And I thought I had everything, but I forgot one little thing. Control horns. So I'm scavenging all over the place trying to find control horns. Because I had already been out, and I came back, and I didn't get the control horns. But I said, you know what, I'm not going to let this stop me. So as good a builder as I am, I can make some control horns. Voila, I did. It's not hard. It only took me maybe 15 minutes. Took me more time marking it than it did cutting it. And so, but these control horns will work just great. Those guys at flight tests, they always make their own control horns, and I never see any of them go on their planes. Just remember, if you're making your own control horns, use if you're using wood, it's hardwood. It's got to be hardwood. No balsa, nothing soft. It's got to be hard. And that's what I did. I got some hardwood, and I made a template against one of the control horns on one of my planes, and came out with, and voila, nice control horn. So that problem is solved. And I guess I have to admit it didn't cost me much either. All right, now we're going to glue these halves together here. Now set them up. And as you can see, I did a lot of cutting of other things already. I cut the wings, cut the fuselage top, the halves. And the canopy. What Chris Allen used was a 9-inch pt.1 canopy that he got from the hobby place. While going through my box of stuff, I found an old canopy that I had from many years ago. I had a Sig Cobra, one of my early planes, and I'm sure you guys are familiar with Sig Cobra. And I had bought an extra canopy for it, and I never used it. And so it's a little long. It's more like, in fact, this is more of a 12 inches long, almost 11 and a half. We're going to cut it down. I got some ideas because I want to use this canopy. It's been laying around for eons. I got to wipe the dust off of it. And but I got an idea how to use this, and my Batwing will be just a little different from Chris's. All right, now let's get these halves glued. Okay, you gotta work quickly here, and I need another stick. Come on, there we go. Okay. There we are. Actually, we're fine. That is be centered for that glue dries. There we go. Oh yeah, that works great. Give the glue a moment to dry. And one of the main things he had, I've always wanted to build one of these. If you go back in my videos, you'll see last year's Toledo show. Somebody had built a radio controlled Batwing. This thing was beautiful. I mean, it was an exact duplicate of what was out of the movie. And he made it. He cast a mold. He built it up from fiberglass. Powered it with a turbine engine. I'm like, wow. And that thing it was loaded. Retractable landing gears and all. And it flew well. So I'm pretty sure this will fly well too. If any of you guys have flown a Nutball or any Delta Wing plane, you should have no problems flying this. This actually, I'm going to say, is going to be my first Delta. So I hear they're pretty easy and I shouldn't have much of a problem. I want to trim that just a little bit. But she's in there. She's good. I'm going to take this blue tape off, because this was just to hold it in place. So how you guys coming along with your winter projects? I have to admit, I'm jealous of you guys in California. You're out there flying and all that nice weather, complaining about it's dry. Tell you what, you're welcome to come up here and get yourself a couple truckloads of snow. We won't miss it, okay? But, all right, we got the dihedral in there. Now, like I said, some of the things you need to have with this is your packaging tape, because I've already cut out the flaperons and I've hinged them. So we're good there. Let me show you the other parts. Like I said, this is real simple. He's got the fuselage halves here. Let's see. These are the fuselage halves. This is the top of the fuselage. These are the fins, the vertical fins. You know, this is it's gonna be nice. And like I said, I'm making a little change. I made a little change here to the top half of the fuselage to be able to accommodate this canopy, which is going to be changing as it goes along. I want to try to make it so I can get this canopy in here. I'm going to do some, I left it a little long back here just so I can cut it up as I go once I see how I want to get it done. But like I said, we'll see how this goes. We shouldn't have much problem. But we should have some fun with it though. So this is gonna be an interesting project. And don't throw away all these plans because you're gonna need it. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff you need to follow the directions on. And I was actually tempted in putting one of these 12 blade chain sun duplicates in there. But I'm like, nah. Now he does have it where you can make this removable. If you want to make this removable, you can. That way you can use it in different planes. Nope, I'm not going to go that route because mine's staying in here. So I'm just going to glue mine right on in. Alright, that has set. There's your dihedral. We got our dihedral. I'm going to trim this a little bit because apparently I should have came in from the other side, but that's alright. When you build like we do, we can deal with it. I'll just trim this a little bit. Okay, a lot of that's not going to be chopped off anyway. I'm going to go through here and fill up those seams. Not all the seams got filled up. So we're going to make sure we fill those seams. We're going to have tape on this anyway. But we want to make sure we get all those seams filled up for it and make sure we have the strength that we need. Okay. A little bit up here. I'm going to have to do a little trimming. Alright. Now next, I've already marked this up. I've marked where the CG is. I've marked where the airfoil is going to be. Here I've already marked where the EDF units are going to be cut out. And so it's just a matter of assembly now. It's almost like an art. So we got that out of the way. Let's see if we can go ahead and get this airfoil set up. Now I got my short straight edge here. And we don't want to go all the way through. We want to scuff it up a bit. We want to just like halfway. want to do is create that airfoil. Now, take this pin, put an indent through the middle. That way she can fold on herself. Whoop, there we go. Break that a little bit. That way she can fold up on herself. Okay, and there we will get our airfoil. Let's see here. Here's what I'm looking for. I want to put something in that middle so it doesn't collapse. Perfect. Well, almost perfect. Make sure she sits on the jig. Okay. That's where I want her to sit on the jig. Put some glue into that crevice for our airfoil. Set her back on the jig. Ouch. Woo! If you guys use a glue gun, keep in mind one thing. Glue is freaking hot, okay? Always remember that. Glue is hot, and it can burn you. Just a little word of caution, in case you're not familiar with the workings of a glue gun. There we go. I'm gonna hold that down for a minute while it cools, while I work off some of this glue on my hands. This is kind of small, but you know what? You can work up from there. Plans can be enlarged bigger than what they are. I've done that before, it's no big deal. And many other people have done it before too. If they have something one size and they want it larger, they can always upscale it. And I'm sure if you want yours bigger, Office Max or Kinko's or wherever you go can do it for you. Alright, let's get some of that excess off while it's still a little mushy. Oh yeah, that's nice. You see the airfoil in there a little bit compared to the side that doesn't have the airfoil yet. Now we're going to switch around to get the other side done. Make sure we get it right where I got it marked, where she'll sit. saw Chris Allen in his videos. He can pretty much eyeball where he puts his, because he's done it so much. Me, I don't trust my eyeballs too much anymore. Guess you can say I'm getting old. So that's why I made the gauge here, and it works, or the jig, and it works great. Make sure we don't make any mistakes. Okay, we're going to take a break here, let this set up, and I come back with part 2 because I think we've gone about 15 minutes so far, and I don't want to exceed my camera's time and go out. But we'll make another video. We'll be right back.